The United Arab Emirates Golden Visa, a program that tens, if not hundreds of thousands of investors around the world have done to get access to the UAE market, which will be a BRICS market, as well as a relatively low tax, zero tax country in the world. If you want to get access to the UAE without needing to open a company and pay the 9% corporate tax, without needing to visit every 6 months, if you just want to have that long-term residency, which could later on turn into permanent residency, that's at least what the government is saying, you can get the UAE Golden Visa. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rafael. I run Wealthy Expat. We help multimillionaires all over the world protect their freedom and their wealth and do programs just like the Golden Visa in the UAE. We've helped over 500 clients over the last 3 years. Now, the other perks that this provides is that instead of renewing every 2 years, like starting a company, you sponsor yourself. For those type of visas, you need a sponsor, and the sponsor is your company, and you need to renew them every 2 years. So every 2 years, you need to do a medical test, you need to go and do the renewal. With the Golden Visa, you do the medical once for 10 years. No need to renew. No need to go to the UAE. You can sponsor your entire family. You can sponsor domestic workers as well. You can leave the UAE for 3 years, come back after 3 years, and nothing happens. Or as with the other one, you need to visit every 6 months. So it provides a lot of benefits for somebody that's willing to invest into the UAE. The most common type of investment, which now has gotten even better, is real estate. You can invest 2 million dirham, which is around $550,000 or more. A lot of our clients have invested 600,000, 650,000 into real estate, and you can now do off-plan properties. Most projects that are 50% completed or more, meaning that they will be completed over the next several years, are eligible for the Golden Visa. So if you don't want to buy a ready property or a 2-bedroom in the marina, you want to buy something that's going to be ready in 2 years, you're obviously going to get a lot more value for it. Be careful with the investments that you choose. Be careful with the projects that you choose with off-plan, but in most cases, it's going to be a slightly better investment than investing into a ready property. Obviously, it depends on who you work with. Obviously, it depends on the developer, but you can invest in an off-plan property and get the Golden Visa, whereas before you only could buy ready properties. If you don't want to invest into real estate, or you think the real estate market is too overheated, because a lot of people have been saying that it's just way too hot, that the prices have been increased way too much because of the Russians, because Chinese investors, because investors of all over the world have invested into Dubai, and now the prices are too high, they're too hot, I don't want to touch the property market. You could always invest in an investment fund in the UAE, the same amount, $550,000 or more, or into a company. So you could actually incorporate a company in the UAE, get your 2-year visa, because in most cases you needed to open a bank account, invest those 2 million dirham into that company, and then apply for a Golden Visa. You can't automatically extend it to 10 years from 2 to 10 because it's a different type of visa. So you basically need to cancel the 2-year visa and then reapply for the 10-year Golden Visa, and you would need to do the medical again and all this process again. But now you would get a 10-year visa without investing into real estate, just investing into your own company, which is, if you have the money in another country, you have that 2 million dirham, $600,000 in Singapore or in London or anywhere in the world, you just invest it or move it to the UAE, to your UAE company, then that qualifies you for the Golden Visa. But do note that your company will pay the 9% corporate tax. Now, there is a new way to qualify for the UAE Golden Visa, which has been added in 2024, and that is if the investor pays 250,000 dirhams per year in taxes, and you have a letter from the federal tax authority stating that you have paid that 250,000 amount per year. That comes to around 68,000 US dollars, which on a yearly basis of tax payments is not really that much. If you're already paying millions of taxes to the US, to Australia, to the UK or Canada, and you come to the UAE and you pay $68,000 in tax per year, you also qualify for the Golden Visa. On top of all of these options, there is another option to be a specialized talent. This includes a range of different professions, a range of different people. That includes doctors, scientists, creatives, investors, executives, specialists in scientific fields, athletes, people with a doctoral degree, and specialists in engineering and science. Now, the thing that a lot of people don't say is that you don't have to be a very specific scientist or have a double PhD or anything like that. By you having an extremely good profile, meaning that you have multiple businesses around the world, maybe you're an inventor, you invented something, you have a patent in the United States. We have a lot of clients who come to us and they say, oh, I have a patent in the US, maybe I can move that to the UAE or I can implement that into the UAE economy. Could I get a golden visa? In most cases, yes, specifically if you have good contacts. If you have good contacts in the UAE, you have a great profile. In most cases, you have a good nationality, you have a good patent, you have something that you can bring of value to the UAE. You're not getting citizenship, like in the case of other countries, but you are getting the 10-year golden visa. If you are a multimillionaire and you're debating whether to do the 2-year visa or the golden visa, I would definitely recommend you just do the golden visa, start a company, put the money in the company, or just buy real estate, because that could then later on lead to permanent residency, or if they roll out a full-on citizenship program, which they technically have, you need to donate more than $1 million, invest multiple millions into the UAE, and then you could get citizenship based on your profile. If they make that easier or more straightforward, the golden visa would obviously be easier to qualify. And also, you don't have to stress of going to the UAE every 6 months. I do know that a lot of clients don't want to be in the UAE at many times in the year. They just want to go once a year or once every 2 years. That gives you the flexibility, and you can also sponsor your entire family in case you need it. If you're looking for golden visas all over the world and you have multiple millions of dollars to invest, I made a portfolio for a client that has $2 million US, $2 million to invest into property and different investments around the world. What are the best golden visas? What are the best residency and citizenship by investment programs that you could look at? Check it out right here. $2 million investment portfolio for total freedom and asset protection. Check it out right here.